Oates, Deputy Captain, Urunga Brigade. Been with Urunga 17 years. Been in the RFS over 40 years. I can't get rid of him. Urunga Brigade is one of the 35 brigades in the Coffs, Wellington area, the council areas that make up the Coffs Coast team. We're in the North Coast bushfire danger area. So if you're looking up the fire danger ratings for an area, from Taree to Grafton is what they call North Coast. Coffs Coast team is just the two council areas. We have 1,000 volunteers on the books, of which about 700 are active. And like Greg wish we could do with more volunteers. So if you're over 16 and fit, you're more than welcome. Unfortunately, we don't pay. So we're just for unpaid volunteers. Oh, here we go, we've got the picture. All right, next one.
No pressure.
No pressure. He did well. Okay, you might have noticed that the fire danger rating signs have changed this season. They are now nationally based, consistent over every state. They've reduced the number of ratings to make it simpler. The ratings are more related to how hard a fire is going to be to stop, more than whether it's going to stay. So you've got the moderate conditions. So if there's no fire danger rating, there will be a blank. There will be no rating. So the first stage is moderate. So we're just saying it's probably made it to summer. Fire danger's gone up a little bit. You plan and prepare. If it goes to high fire danger, that's a ready to act symbol. So there'll probably be a total fire ban when it gets to a high fire danger. If you know there's fires nearby, obviously raise your alert awareness for the day. If it gets to extreme, as you can see, that's a really bad state. And if it gets to catastrophic, we'll be busy saving people and not so much houses or bush, because we'll have to come back from the bush area. I don't know whether you know it, there is a bushfire neighbourhood safer place down near the music stand in the park here. So every suburb or area has a designated evacuation point. Although it says bushfire, it is appropriate for any other emergency. That way everybody can gather together. There are toilets, there's water, there's an open space away from any threats. Particularly in the case of a bushfire, away from member attack. As you probably saw with Malakuta and Cabargo and Bega down south, you saw the people all ended up on the beach trying to get away from the ember attack. The ember attack is highly likely in a bad season here because we've got bush to the west of us everywhere. So it might be a case that there'll be evacuations on the perimeter near the bush for the town area, and that's where the evacuation point will be. Now there is an app called Fires Near Me, and you can also see Fires Near Me on the RFS website on a laptop computer. So there are 3 stages of symbols that come up on the app. So the first notification is the yellow one, which is just a fire advice. So there's a fire out at Martel's Road at the moment. It'll show up as a yellow fire, just an advice. It probably says that it's being controlled. So there are 3 stages for each fire. There is out of control, which is where we've just turned up and we're just getting our heads around it. Once we've cut it off, bended it down a little bit, they'll put it down as being controlled. And then it'll go to under control, which means the fire's still there, but we're confident it's not going to get out and we're just patrolling it. So sometimes you'll see a fire like that one on Martel's now, will probably stay there for a week. Okay, the condition of the fire will change during the week. If the symbols go to orange, well, that ties in with the orange on the bushfire danger map. That means the fire's pretty serious and it's a watch and act fire. So if it is near you, you raise your alertness to watch and act. If it's really close to you, you've got to have a plan. So everybody make a plan. If the symbol goes to red, well, that's an emergency, which means it's a pretty bad fire and there's probably evacuations. So use the Fires Near Me app. Rely on Fires Near Me, not Facebook, because you get a lot of funny stories on Facebook. If you go straight to the horse's mouth and see that's what it is, and if it's not there, and you can see flame, you better ring 000. We don't say ring 000 just for every smoke sighting, so try and be realistic about your 000 calls. We do get the odd panic call. We've had forest burn over Tarkeith and Uri Forest recently, so if you looked at Fires Near Me, you would have seen that the smoke in town, which was hanging around in the mornings, would have come from those forest burns. Because they're burning windrows, they probably burn for a week, and they get down to a smouldering stage, and then, like the other morning, with the temperature inversion, the smoke was quite bad in town. There's lots of paperwork on our table over there related to bushfires. There's none handed out with the other stuff, but you're welcome to go over there and take what you like. Thank you very much.